Hello there and welcome to Clay Disarray, a calm creative corner of YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I made my model of Ayo Edebiri, who of course plays the character Sydney in Disney's The Bear. For those that are regular viewers, you'll know that I recently made Kami from The Bear. I think it was a couple of weeks ago now. And he was such a delight to make, so I really wanted to make Sydney as well because I absolutely love her character. So I'm going to start by making her face. So I just need to start building on that, just making her cheek here. And then I can add her teeth. And this is always a tricky part actually. Invariably I'll need to do this a couple of times to get to a point that I'm happy with. Like many things, if you work with polymer clay you'll know. Now I can add on her nose. So Ayo is an American comedian, writer, producer and actor. And I think she's a writer on Big Mouth as well as a character in it. She voices a character in the series as well. And I would give you some more information on it, but I've never seen it, to be honest. Perhaps I should give that a go. Let me know actually if you've seen it before and if you'd recommend it. So now I can add Ayo's ears, or Sydney's ears, and didn't capture the footage, but I added some earrings to the ears as well, just with some craft wire. Just bend it over, really easy. So that's her face done, pretty happy with that. So I can move on to the base of the model, and to keep it consistent with Kami's model, I'll keep it white. And now I can move on to Sydney's shoes, and this was a bit tricky actually because she does wear some white clogs, and I believe they're like a huge fashion statement now because, like everything, if somebody wears it on telly and they're a popular character, everybody wants to wear them, but clogs are just so difficult to make with polymer clay. I did have a little bit of footage, but they were so terrible. I'm really not sure it was worth you seeing them, so I just went for something really kind of basic in the end, just some white shoes with a suggestion of a strap over the top. I don't think it matters too much, I'm creating what Sydney would look like in a Clay Disarray world, and characters don't wear clogs in Clay Disarray land because they're too hard to make. So now the legs and Sydney's head are all done. I'm going to bake these before I move on. If you're not aware, my models tend to go through at least a couple of baking processes because it's just important to harden some of the elements so that you can add soft clay on top really. Because essentially you'd never be able to make a full sculpture in this way with 100% wet clay. It just wouldn't have the resistance that you'd need. So I'm going to make Sydney's body here, so I've got some old clay. I'll just roll that into a very basic body shape and add in her head. And now I can add that to the legs, so I'll just use some of my liquid Fimo here and attach those like so. So I'm just making sure that they're of a similar size because I think in real life, or certainly on the bear, they come across as similar in height really, so just want to ensure that that's the case with my models. So now I can add a white piece of clay to Sydney because she wears a white shirt, or at least she does in the look that I'm going for really. It's just similar to Kami's look with the blue apron, so she tends to wear a white shirt underneath her apron as opposed to Kami's white t-shirt. So now I can move on to Sydney's arms. So I'm going to start with some hands, as you do. So just take a little bit of time to create those. And fun fact, I think hands are one of my least favourite things to make. I don't know why. I think it's because obviously every model needs them, so it doesn't feel like the most creative thing in the world. It's not, you know, as interesting as trying to capture a likeness or something like that. So it's very formulaic really, but you know, everybody needs hands. So now I can start on her iconic apron and add on her arms. It's really funny actually, because at this stage Ian couldn't really see the likeness, but I could see it shining through, so I'm pleased that I went with it really, rather than, you know, trying to start a face again. So unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that Ayo won a Golden Globe recently for her performance on The Bear. She got the Best Actress gong for that, and you know, it's no surprise at all really. She's just completely believable as the character. Just really, really love her. And it's news to me actually that she's a comedian as well. You know, I knew very little of her before, but she's got such kind of, you know, quiet, funny side to her on The Bear that it's no surprise at all. So now I'm going to be making her hair. So I've got two colours of clay here. There's a kind of beigey colour along with a black. So I'm just really trying to do a very basic kind of graduation with these. So just need to run them through the pasta machine. It seems like millions of times, but yeah, there's a fair few times it goes through. So I can just cut off some pieces of that. I just basically twist them and add them to her head like so. And it's coming together really well, isn't it? I really like the graduation here. So I'll just use my roller here to ensure that it's all kind of coming together nicely. I'll just add another one here. Sydney's hair is actually braided with extensions, but you know, it's really difficult to make every tiny bit of detail with polymer clay, so I essentially just do my best to, you know, visualise what I see with clay. It's, you know, it's like working with plasticine really. There's only so much detail that you can do. So I've added Sydney's iconic scarf, so I can now add in some detail. And to keep it nice and simple, I'm just going to add on a load of dots like so. So now Sydney is ready to bake. And here she is, all done. And gosh, needless to say, I'm super pleased with this one. I think she turned out really well, and particularly because I was really pleased with the Kami model as well. I think they make a pretty good pair. I don't know about you. So give it a like if you got this far. Let me know of any other characters that you'd like to see me make, and I'll see you again soon.